What's up, guys? Thanks for watching the Green Light Total Entertainment. This is Jeff. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And today we're talking about a whole bunch of news that came out the last couple of days. And here with me today is Alan. How you doing, Al?
Hey, how's it going, Jeff?
Doing good. And also we have Carson here.
What's going on?
What's going on? Hey, you guys have a pretty good Monday or good weekend?
Oh yeah, man, living the dream over here.
Living a dream. How about you, Carson?
Just building closets.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always fun building closets.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
So today's topics that we have that the news that dropped was a pretty busy Monday and Sunday and Monday for news. And today we felt like the top five news is Lightyear getting banned in the Middle East. So we're going to talk about Lightyear. Talk about the new One Punch Man movie that's coming out. Top Gun Maverick. They are. We'll talk about Top Gun Maverick. Uh, Maverick performance at the box office, and some new news about casting possibility for Joker Fale Do with Lady Gaga. And finally, talk about a movie that's coming back to the theaters to make some more money, and that's Spider
More
Man.
money, more
Spider
money, more
Man.
money.
Spider Man. No Way Home. So let's go with the first topic, and we got the article actually from a Deadline. They were very busy the last 2 days. And the first topic we're talking about today is a movie I'm going to see on Wednesday, and I will do like an initial review once I get out of the theater, and that's Lightyear. So Lightyear, unfortunately, you got banned in the Middle East for some potential uh, gay elements in the movie. No one really came out to say what it is, so we're not shocked if you have anything close to or hinting any kind of anything that could be related as gay or homophobic as content. They will unfortunately ban the movie, even if it's a hot second. That they do not want any kind of content like that in their country. So with that,
Well, did they give them the
well,
option though?
huh?
Did they give them the option though, like they gave Fantastic Beasts to change the movie?
I'm gonna say Disney did not, because they did not do that with Shang-Chi. They did not do a couple other films that got banned in China and the Middle East. So I'm gonna say no. So, but with that, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think that actually just add that to a question? What's your thoughts about that about Buzz Light? Is that gonna hurt in the box office globally? And second, do you think Disney should have changed that scene a little bit just to, get it played over in the Middle East?
No, I mean I don't knock studios that do change their movies, trying to get the most money. I know that happened with Fantastic Beasts, where some screen time was taken out in order for it to be played. I believe it was in China. And there's certain studios that will go that route. um I myself feel like don't change anything. Keep your movie the way you shot it. That's the way the director and the writer's vision was supposed to be told. And once we start taking this out and taking that out to appease people, it ruins it. Regardless of what you feel and what your religion is, or what your political view is. Just from a purely artistic point of view, if you've made it and created it to be a certain way, and that's what you put out there, and that's what was in your heart to put out there, then that's what should be put out there.
Okay. Nah. What's your thoughts, Carson?
I feel like Alan. If the studio decides, or there's an agreement between the studio and the country, and they want to make more money, and they decide that they want to change something or adjust something, course correct, what
Hmm.
have you, then fine. I don't think they should be held hostage by a country either, saying, "Oh well, your movie isn't going to play here if you don't do X, Y, and Z."
Right.
It's up to the studio, and like Alan said, we start changing stuff that we're taking away the artistic freedom and liberties that people have and the way a character was intended. If they feel the director, writer, whomever feels this character should be portrayed in a certain way, then that's the way it should be portrayed. And I don't think
Right.
we should be going in there,
Right.
telling them what they think it should be. Like Alan said, regardless of your political or your religious or whatever your ideology is towards gay or the LTGB community, like it doesn't matter. Like we all want to enjoy these films for what they are. Like I think we should all have the option to be able to do that. I think the directors should be able to film what they want to film and put out there what they want along with the backing of the studios. And if there's a country or two that don't feel, that's their opinion too, and that's their option. If they don't want to have that movie being broadcast in their country, then fine. I'm not here to tell you you shouldn't do that either. But to be held hostage by a country, I just don't feel it's right either.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. You don't want to take away from the creator's vision. Also, another thing too is that I really don't know how much money they make out of that region too.
And
Usually,
that's the other thing.
usually
Right.
you don't hear a lot of money come out of the Middle East region.
Right.
So it's usually typically in China is when if anyone bans anything in that region, it's China. And
Mhm.
if it's China, then you're like, okay.
Right. Maybe you think twice
That's a
about it.
pretty that's like depending on the movie, it could hurt you
It could be a
or
big
not.
right.
But um, yeah, I feel the same. Like I really don't like when a creator's vision is being altered just to be played in that movie. And then again, we don't know what is offensive or anything. It could be anything. Like maybe it's not
Right.
even a
Like
gay element. Maybe it's just something else. Maybe it's a
like I
woman, like a strong woman being in a
right.
film. That could be also an issue.
Right.
Like I'm not taking
Mhm.
anything from people
Right.
from that region. But when the leaders get involved and try to tell you what you can and cannot watch, there's really nothing you can do about it, even if you disagree with it or not. But it's just unfortunate that Lightyear won't be played in that region, and it will be a good opportunity for them to get more entertainment there. So, you know, it's uh, it's their loss. That's how I see it. Sometimes you just can't force a company to do something just because you disagree with it. But then again, I'm not from that region. I don't follow those religion or practice it, so I can't tell someone who's practice those religions that you're wrong because I
Right.
feel whatever you believe in, and then I can't tell someone that you're wrong because you believe something different than I do. We're all people,
Right.
and that's how I look at it. So it's just unfortunate the movie won't play there, and you just hope the next one can get there.
That's
But
okay. They'll get a VPN and watch it from some other streaming when it gets on streaming. It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah, I'm sure they find it somewhere in the black internet. So
Great.
the dark web, as they call it. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Disney should have changed the scene or whatever the element was that the Middle East countries found that was offensive? Let us know. Write your opinions in the comment box and let us know what are your thoughts. Okay, so the next topic we're talking about today is Sony Pictures just hired Justin Lee, the former director of Fast and Furious. Maybe this was why he had that awkward smile in that Vin Diesel picture that he took on Instagram. But I doubt that. But he was hired to direct the One Punch Man as adaptation of Mega as anime property. I'm not really um, educated on this, so I'm gonna hand it off to you guys. But I guess the question is, because I know anime is kind of is totally different when it comes to the style that they do. Do you guys think this project? First of all, like, what do you think about them doing like a live action film for this movie? Two, do you think this movie um, can be? a live action film, knowing how anime is um, like how the shows are? Like, do you guys think that this is something that can be put into live action and actually work? Carson, I'm gonna start with you first.
So, congratulations to Justin. Um, Glad he got, a gig after the whole fast situation.
Yeah,
Um,
it's about family.
it is all about
Family,
um
family.
quarter mile at a time. So here is my issue with this. Like sometimes, like when Japanese properties come over to us, we try to Americanize them too much.
Right,
Because the humor in manga, in Japanese comics and animation sometimes doesn't translate
right.
to us. Like, we just don't get it. Like, for instance, we were just at Comic Con in DC, and
Also
the
come, also
voice
come, also.
actor,
Yeah,
I mean, Awesome Con, I'm sorry, Awesome
yeah,
Con, and the voice actor does Goku talked about it, like how he's done animation, and sometimes it just doesn't translate. Like he doesn't
right.
even get some of the humor sometimes. So like that's my apprehension about it. I think Justin is a good director, though.
Hmm.
Um, it's who's doing the writing? Is it the writers from Venom? Is that what I read? Yes, I think it's the writers who did the second Venom movie,
Yeah.
and maybe Jumanji. So I mean, I
I
do I
mean,
think it could work? I think
does
it
that type
could.
of comedy work with this type of anime property though? I mean, that's a
Well,
different type of
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not 100% versed in One Punch Man. I know of him. I don't know everything, the intricacies of the manga and the animation. Um, I won't say that they can't write it. I mean,
yeah,
because we went down that road with the Russo brothers. They came in and we got, what we got in the Marvel universe. So I never want to tell somebody they can't write this. Um, I just don't know what to expect, honestly. It's coming out of Sony. Sony is hit and miss with certain properties.
yeah,
Some they knock out the park. Some you're like, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't have did that. I understand them wanting to do this movie because of the IP. It's very popular right now. I just hope we don't get away from the true nature of what that means to the fan base. Because all of us as fans, we don't want our characters to be kind of stripped away from who they are. So I'm just
right,
hoping that whatever that element is that brings those fans in, they keep that element there and figure out a way to bring it to life.
right. So what do you think, Alan? What do you think about this? I think you know a little bit about this product, right?
Yeah,
This part,
yeah, I
this
know a little bit
property.
about One Punch Man. He's similar to uh, the style in manga where you have one very overpowered character that can defeat anybody with one punch, basically.
Mm.
But the story and the humor and the character building is really what's important, not so much the fights, because
Right,
you already know how the fights are going to end. If he connects with that punch, it's a problem. As far as the news goes and the hiring, I think that's all positive news. Do I think anime and manga can make the switch over to live action? I don't see it as being that big of a problem. Like a lot of people said, you couldn't have video game movies make the transition over to live action, and we've seen a couple of those, turn out pretty good. I think Alita Battle Angel was great. I think the Sonic movie proved that you can do a video game movie. We even had Uncharted do pretty well. And now, uh, as far as anime goes, I mean, I've seen some pretty good fan made stuff on YouTube, that if it had a bigger budget, probably would have did really well in the theater. So I don't think it's impossible. I think sometimes when you have a large studio and everybody has their own agenda, it can get in the way. And like Carson said, some stuff doesn't translate. There's some things that work well, really, really well in Japan, and it just doesn't work here. If you've ever seen the Japanese dub of Dragon Ball and then watch the English dub is completely different. Like there's so many things that are taken out by the time it gets remade for US consumption. So if it can be done without sacrificing the intent, the true intent of the creators, then I'm all here for it.
Now, okay, so with you saying that, and this is something that I'm sure some people are thinking, should they follow the style that they get now on? I'm not sure what streaming services on, but should they follow that style? Is that the style? Can that style be translated into live action, or will it be an issue trying to get people to really understand what they're trying to do with that style? Because I know anime, like I mean, I don't watch a lot, but the anime I have watched is very animated, very different. The humor is off the wall, and I'm just like wondering if they do make a live action film, can that type of humor or style can it be pulled off? I mean, I'm sure Justin Lee can definitely get the shots in, so I'm not worried about that because he's very good when it comes to finding a cinematographer who can who can do the shots. I guess I'm just worried about like how the characters, the humor, all that being translated into live action.
I understand where you're going with it.
Because someone like
You
me,
know,
like if it, I would check it out if the crazy fans are saying like saying, hey yo, this is just like the cartoon. This is great. Then I want you should see this, Jeff, because this is something that it's similar to the animation. Definitely check
well, I
this
mean,
out.
I think it's different. Only from the standpoint that we're living in a different time
Hmm.
where you know, and it's not just anime, but a lot of media from back in the day. We can say back in the day, uh, humor was different.
Right.
There was a lot of misogynistic
Oh yeah.
content and things, from 10 years ago, 20 years ago,
Oh yeah.
30 years ago. I mean, think about watching an old movie and saying to yourself, how many times do you say to yourself, yeah, we couldn't put that out now?
Shoot,
Like this wouldn't go.
watching any old Wonder Brothers Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Right, right.
You cannot
I
say
mean, it's
none of
like
that
that
stuff
with
today.
anime as well. Like anime isn't excluded from that. So
Right, right. Like, can I pull that
from
off?
that standpoint, some stuff will change.
Yeah. I feel like if it was an animation, that type of humor, it's kind of like, well, okay. But live action, it's kind of like, oh, mm,
What I'm scared of is us having another Avatar: The Last Airbender.
yes,
Mm.
yes. 'Cause
That
I
movie
thought,
was, or that show was super hot. Everybody was ready for it.
Yeah.
It seemed like it should have been an easy transition into live
right,
action, just
right.
Yeah.
the way it was
Yeah.
in the story, and then we got it, and it was just like, ah,
But you know
that's
It,
what?
was- it was bad
what I wanted.
execution.
Right.
Yeah,
But
you're
you know
right.
what?
You're
As a
right.
person
I
who
think Justin Lin will do better,
you gonna
but
do better, okay.
probably.
Okay, with that movie, and I probably only maybe a few people who like that movie, Airbender. We got well 10 minutes. That's our new clue now. 10 minutes. Um, as someone who did not watch the cartoon at all and saw the movie, I thought it was good. But when I spoke to you guys after it, you guys like, what is this? This is horrible. I was like, oh, here, like, I'm only would not like this thing. But that's
Again,
the
it
thing.
fell into that. Yeah, it. If you didn't watch it like you and you saw it, you're like, oh, this is a cool fantasy
Yeah, I thought it was
airbending
cool. I thought it was
for
cool.
people. And sometimes that's the problem. You bring all this baggage from a show into the movie, and then like you have 3 or 4 seasons of material that you're trying to cram into this 2 hour, hour and a half, whatever the
Yeah,
movie
too much.
is,
Yeah,
and it's just too much. And it's like, ah, you're trying to do too much. You know what I mean?
right.
Like it just fell short. It didn't stick the landing, and I'm hoping. I hope One Punch Man like kills it, sticks the land, and I hope Justin Lin, especially after everything that happened with Fast, he walks out
Right.
of this like shining, like, yeah, I did it. Like I went and did an anime and made it live action, killed it. I'm hoping that for him. I just think sometimes it's difficult. Not all mediums translate the same. So like you do have to make changes. And I get that. I'm not saying you gotta stay exactly,
Right.
do
Of
a
course.
paint by
Yeah.
pictures
Yeah.
type of thing, but there is difficulties there. And I'm just hoping, whatever they do, they lean into whatever that show, whatever those characters are, lean into it. Don't be scared of who these characters are.
Right. And yeah, that's how I look at it. If you're going to do this film, do it correct. Like you say, it'll have to be taken directly, everything, but just make it to where everyone can like the film and understand,
Mm.
what the story's about. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is a good idea to make this movie a live action film? Let us know. Leave your comments in the comment section and let us know your thoughts. So topic number 3 comes from a Deadline report that Top Gun Maverick has topped the highest domestic box office for so far in 2022 at $401.8 million. And it's second behind Spider-Man No Way Home, which that made $104.7 million back in 2021 in December. But just this is awesome. This is Tom Cruise's highest box office he ever had in his entire career, and it seems like he's just getting better and better with age and the more crazy stuff he does. We want to see it.
Mm.
We just want to see it.
Mm.
So with that, um, Carson, what do you think about this? What do you think about? Does this movie have a chance to make $1 billion? And how happy are you? Because you also we all love this film. How happy are you for this film performing and knowing that you're a huge Top Gun fan, the original film? How does it make you feel, man?
Yo, this is big. This is big. It shows you that we still have a few people in Hollywood that still have real star power.
Right.
Like they still are marquee. You put them on, they perform, they go straight to the top, box office out this world. Um, Top Gun, it's the movie that made me think loving was cool. So seeing this movie do what it did is phenomenal. I'm serious. It was the movie that made me think like, oh,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise in the first movie on a motorcycle and getting girls and still being cool, fighter pilot. Like it was that
Right.
movie that was like, yo, you could be badass and still get the girl and be sensitive.
Right.
What?
Right. Wearing
Like,
cool sunglasses too.
right? He had the aviators on. Like he was out here. Like he on the beach with his shirt off and like he was out here. And then he got emotional with his homeboy dying. Like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
what's up?
All goose. All goose.
Yeah, man. But it had all that for me. And it caught me like at a right age when I was young. And I was like, oh, this is different. Um, but yeah, like the movie's great. Like I think it has potential. I don't know if it's gonna hit the billion, but it's gonna come damn close. I'm
Yeah.
pulling for it to hit the billion. Um, I think it's gonna have legs. Word of mouth is gonna carry it. But yeah, like I said, he's one of the few that still got that name power, like him, The Rock, uh, him, The Rock.
Yeah, that's
like,
pretty much it, right? Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. That's
like
it.
it's
And
not
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan can
I
come
mean
out.
that.
I don't know if he to me Ryan is like the next tier. Like he's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Tom is like Tom, The Rock, Ryan,
Everybody
Kevin
else.
Hart,
Yeah.
like everybody, like you know what I mean. Like there's certain guys you put them on a marquee and people just gonna go see them regardless of what they
Right,
do.
right.
Like people want to see them. Like they have fun with them.
Yeah.
So Yeah, but I'm happy for them. I'm happy for everybody working on film. They didn't shy away from who they are, and I think that's part of the reason why it has the legs, the nostalgia. It's not just that it's nostalgia, like in name recognition. Like they lean into who they are. They don't
Right.
try to like, oh, we're Top Gun, but this is a new group of Top Gun people, and the old people don't exist, and we're not going to acknowledge Iceman and Maverick. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
they leaned into it. And I
Yeah.
think that's why it's moving forward and having the success it is.
No, I agree. I agree. What do you think, Al?
I agree. I think it it goes along with what we said when we did our reaction, our instant reaction coming out the theater, um, about it just being like one of the greatest sequels ever. Not often, do you get to remake a classic,
Mhm.
and somehow, some way, Tom was able to pull it off. I mean, a sequel to a movie like that
Yeah, like almost 30
sounds
years
like
later. It's
yeah, like
insane.
especially so long afterwards,
Yeah.
it just sounds like this shouldn't be,
Right.
possible to pull off. But not only did he pull it off, I mean he did a great job, and uh, it's not just us who feel that way. And I think the box office results are, proof of that.
Right. It didn't do the Independence Day thing. It didn't do, the Zoolander thing. It
Right.
didn't do Coming to America. Like it those are like I put it in that class just because there were sequels that came
I'm
out
glad you
years
brought up
later.
Coming to America.
You know what
I'm
I mean?
glad you
Like,
brought that up.
and I
Yeah.
had fun with Coming to America. Coming to
Uh-huh.
America, the first one was my movie. Like I can word for word.
Hmm.
Jeff. We can sit
Yes,
there
you
and go
can. Yes, you can.
But
Yes,
this
we
like,
can.
movie was in that same breath.
right.
This
It's in
long a
that same.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So like, it didn't do what those movies did. It leaned into who it was, and I guess
Yeah.
Coming to America tried to, but it just wasn't that same spark. It didn't have that
Yeah.
same.
It's the
And like the difference,
execution. It's the
right?
execution.
Like you can't have a hard R do a sequel 30 years later and not be a hard R. It's just kind of like
Yeah. Yeah.
the jokes aren't the same. You can't really, not to say that you have to be hard R to be funny. Don't come at me.
No, but
But I'm just saying,
it's the type of jokes is how you deliver it.
yeah, like
Like
it didn't
it's
have that
style.
authenticity. It felt kind of stale. It didn't
Right.
land what we wanted. And Top Gun didn't do that. Like they went all in. They're like, hey, we're gonna have a chick. She gonna be pretty. Tom is gonna have a relationship. Tom gonna fly some airplanes. He gonna do some things he's not supposed to do, even though he's a grown ass man. Like they leaned into who these characters were. Like they didn't shy away from it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So do you think it's got a shot for $1 billion or
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah. It
you
got
say
a
yeah?
shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So first thing I'll say this. Do not do what Warner Brothers did and take the movie out of the theaters while it was still hot. Because The Batman should have been their first $1 billion movie of the year. But they kept that 45-day release, which was absolutely stupid because people were still going to see the movie. And then you announce that the movie's going to be on HBO Max towards the weekend where you could make more money.
Yeah,
That was
don't not make the money.
that was a to
Like,
me that was so dumb. So I'm hoping this doesn't happen to Top Gun. I'm hoping the studio understands like, hey, we got something out here. We need to just let it go full 60 days and see what happens. Because
But Jeff, we're living in the land of re-release.
no, but if you have
Sony
a
was
but
proving to us that they could just put it right back out
they
come
can put it out there,
Halloween,
but
and
that
Batman will
that's
be out
that's
back in
dumb.
Halloween.
Like you're not like they Warner Brothers messed up because they thought they'd get more subscriptions by putting the Batman in earlier. WB should be a prime example of not doing that because every time you try to do something like that, they have failed. So don't do that because you want to make as much money as you can, especially the way that how long the Batman is. It's almost 3 hours. That could have made $1 billion. Oh my goodness!
all
Like,
right.
but back to Top Gun. I want to talk about WB right now because I will get
I
upset.
say Right. I say you're an old school movie. Do what old school movies used to do. Leave that some gun in the movie theater until they ain't making no more money. Like
Right.
just keep
Like
it.
drive.
Just let that train just keep
Yeah,
on
keep going.
going. Get all the millions of dollars,
Yeah.
millions of dollars you can get, and just keep going.
Yeah. I mean, I understand 90 days is probably too much these days. I get that.
Yeah, yeah, no,
But put
yeah,
it but if you see a film doing well and you're close to 45 days, just extend it 2 more weeks and you're good.
do
Um,
the opposite. Tell the people that you're going to extend it. Tell them
oh
that
yeah,
you
that's
were
what I'm
going to,
saying. Yeah, just
but
extend it 2 weeks.
because you people
Do
are
a big
enjoying it so
announcement.
much,
Do a big announcement and say,
right?
hey, we're extending this for 2 weeks because we know you guys want to see this movie in the theaters. Boom.
Hmm.
You got 2 weeks to go see this. I guarantee that last
Right.
week is gonna make a lot of money because people are like, oh snaps, I want to see this in the theater. But
I'd go see it again.
but I'm very happy. Like I walked out of that film, and I'm gonna say this, and whoever makes fun of me, I do not care. My favorite Cruise movie was Rain Man. Rain
Ah,
Man
good film, good film,
was
good
my
film.
all-time Tom
Like,
Cruise movie. It was Jerry Maguire.
it's a
I didn't even really like the first Top Gun, that movie, that much. I thought it was a good cult movie, but I wasn't really a big fan of it. This movie, like I said before, Tom Cruise, I'll try to say in initial review, he is aging like fine wine. Like everything he does, just the fact that like they actually flown these planes in some of these scenes. These guys actually went to boot camp. That's just amazing by itself. But it's
right.
the whole thing that the whole way they shot the film, attaching the cameras on the plane, and
Yeah.
the way that they shot those scenes were just fantastic. And you're right, Carson. They went in the character. This is how Iceman is. This is how Maverick
Mhm.
is. We're going into it, and they developed a lot of heart. They made a very interesting story. And if they want to come out and say that they want to do another film, I'll say go for it. Go for it.
I'm here for it. Like
Yeah,
I'm here. Like if you got another one in you, or you think you got a story you can still tell,
I'll say go for it.
do it.
Do it. Do
I
it.
mean, how many Mission Impossibles we got?
Oh
There's
gosh,
always a
we got
mission
like two left. I'm
framed
gonna
up.
say why stop? Why stop at those two? Keep going. It's gonna make
Right.
money.
Right.
As long as Tom Cruise can do these ridiculous stunts, go for it. But
Hey, if he's for it, I'm for it.
right, what do you guys think? Are you amazed how Top Gun has performed at the box office? Would you go see it again in the theater? Would you like to see a third Top Gun? Do you think it will actually reach $1 billion? I think if the studio executives are smart, keep it in keep it in theaters. I'm just saying we're not that far from July 4th. That could be the weekend you finally take it out. So, but let us know. Let us know what you think in the comment section, and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. Something that we talked about before is topic number 4, and it's the recent news that came out of Variety, Deadline, basically everywhere. If you have Twitter, you saw it all over the place, and that was the possibility, and I guess they're in the early negotiations, but Lady Gaga is in talks with Warner Brothers to play Harley Quinn in Joka Folie Du. So, first of all, I can't believe this movie might be a musical. And if you gotta find someone who can do a Jersey accent other than Margot Robbie,
Margot Robbie.
Lady Gaga is probably the person. But um, Alan, what do you think about this? What do you think about, first of all, Lady Gaga being Harley Quinn? I mean, she's done well in movies before. She's proved that she can act. What do you think about her playing, possibly playing Harley Quinn? And also, what do you think about this movie being a musical? Like, I didn't even know Joaquin Phoenix can sing. So, what do you think about this?
Well, I mean, from what we know about Hollywood, A lot of you know, actors and actresses, once they get to a certain level in their career, they're always looking for something else to push them. That's why you notice a lot of them don't come back and do part twos of stuff, or they'll make an indie movie, or something that means something to them,
Yeah.
versus going for like the big box office dollars that a comic property would produce. So it was a big deal just to hear that Joaquin was even coming back to do this movie. And I figured when I heard that it's possibly a musical, that might have been something that reeled him back in. We look at Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman played Wolverine for how many years? And then I think he put out probably like 3 or 4 musicals right after that. Like he strikes me as that same level of talent where they're looking for that next thing to push them, out of their comfort zone and show their range and show that they can do many other things. If you're going to do a musical and you're going to do a Harley Quinn, you want somebody who can sing. And we all know Gaga can sing. Gaga can act. I loved her in A Star Is Born.
Oh, she was amazing in House of Gucci.
Yeah, and House of Gucci, but Star Is Born really.
Yeah, that's when she took off. Yeah,
was amazing.
Yeah,
it was amazing. So, if we get that level, Gaga, and she brings that to a Harley Quinn role, I'm all about it.
I think she will, but she wants the Oscar. Like she campaigned pretty hard for the Oscar for House of Gucci.
Yep.
What do you think, Carson? What's your thoughts? Did you know Joaquin Phoenix could sing? Because I didn't know.
No one knows this man can sing.
I'm trying to find out.
But I mean, it doesn't surprise me though. It doesn't surprise me. A lot of these people can do other stuff. Are y'all listening to what he said?
Yes.
They are thinking about bringing negotiations with Lady Gaga, with Joaquin Phoenix, in a sequel to the Joker movie that we got. But that's not it. That's not it. It's going to be a musical. So on top of everything else that they announced, they hit us with it's a musical.
Yeah.
My man. My man. A musical?
Yeah.
Like, what is the story going to be? And what does that actually mean? Like, musical like a Disney movie? Musical like
no.
I think it's gonna be about them singing about like their love and how crazy it is, and
because madness.
The title means madness
of two. Madness for two.
So we're gonna get some off the wall craziness with Arthur Fleck.
Yeah, it's gonna be drug-induced hysteria.
Dude.
Right. Like,
it's gonna be a rated R musical.
Right. Like, is this gonna be a murderous clown musical? Is that what is that? I'm here for it. Like,
I mean, it's not.
And we talked about it.
It's not gonna be Disney.
Right. And we talked about it. We knew there had to be some hook. Like, how are they getting him? We were like, oh, maybe the script. He enjoyed the character. No. They said, we got a crazy ass concept. We want you to come back for it. We got a great skip, but hold on. Buckle your seatbelts. We want to make it a musical. Like, what? My mind, I can't even think of what kind of story.
I can.
Like, like, I'm here for it. I'm like, sign her, Lady Gaga. Listen to me, Lady Gaga, Miss Gaga. Look me in my eyes. I want you to just sign. They're gonna back up, get your back end money, do whatever you got to do, work it out with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, you need to make this happen because Lord knows. Do something for us, Warner Brothers. You have screwed us so many other times on other products and projects. Lady Gaga, do this for us and do it for yourself. Get your Oscar, but do it. Sing me a song.
Sing
Sing,
that song.
He said,
sing,
"Sing me a song."
sing it to me, please. I want a murderous song sung to me, please.
How would be that see them two dancing throughout Arkham, killing people while they're dancing and singing?
Yes,
Like that's
I want
yes.
them
like that's
back
what
on
I'm
those
thinking about.
steps. Jeff, take them back to the steps. I want them to sing
We
a
be back
song
on
on
the
the
I
steps.
want them to
steps.
be like singing in the rain, but they killing folks at the same time. Like that's
Right.
what I'm looking for.
Like,
I'm telling you
I
right
just
now,
want,
if they can get if this, and I think it will, because the people who are going to be in this movie and Todd Phillips, who's writing and directing this film,
and directing, right? Yeah.
if they knock this out the park, this opens a whole new avenue for comic book movie genre. Like we got excited when we saw Logan, and we thought, wow, we got a restaurant. But to pull this musical off, and with these two characters, that makes sense to have a musical. I'm just thinking like, why did an animated series do that? Like we, how many times we've seen them like singing and dancing, and like and Batman animated series. We could have had one episode of them doing this, but they
Yo.
like that's what Warner Brothers needs to do. Like these dark label films need to be
Mhm.
as creative as possible like this. You know,
Right.
make sure you get your extended universe organized and keep figure that out. Get that right. But these movies here, like the Batman and now the Joker, keep making these off-world movies like this and be creative with it. And all that's going to do really, that's going to up the game. That's going to up the game, and that's going to like not even help the comic book genre, but get to the point where we get superstars like Lady Gaga want to be in these type of films, and it's no longer
Mhm.
that comic book movie anymore. Now that it's a movie, this is art. So if they can pull this off, which I'm praying and hoping, this will be a huge opportunity for any other type of creative ideas they want to do in comic book movies. So, um, what do you guys think? Are you shocked that it's a musical? Because I'm shocked. I know Alan's shocked. I know Carson's shocked. Do you think Lady Gaga's going to sign? What's your thoughts? Let us know in the comment section. Like this movie could be something that it's for the
Sign,
ages. It's for the
please
ages.
sign for me. Sign.
I'm sorry, I can't get Harley Quinn and Joker just dancing around down the hall is killing people.
like
Serious.
like like if somebody told you it was gonna be on a Harley Quinn animated show, you'd be like, yeah, I
Yeah,
can
I can
see
see that.
that.
Right, I can see that. And
Right.
you add the
Right.
Joker to it, it makes sense. She's gonna sing
Yep.
her way to his heart. She's gonna sing her way to his heart.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Then I would see that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's go to the last topic today. And the last topic is from Variety, and it's Sony Pictures again. And this one, I'm not really shocked that they're doing this because they probably want to make $2 billion at the box office. So, Spider-Man: No Way Home is coming back in September on Labor Day. It's called Spider-Man: No Way Home. More fun stuff. So I'm assuming we're going to get a lot of cuts that we didn't get. I'm assuming that we're going to get some things that everyone was speculating. Like, who knows what we can get in this film? Because we got so much in this film
Mhm.
already. But Carson, you're up. What do you think about this? Them putting this movie back in the theaters, and I know you're gonna go see it, but what do you think about this?
I mean,
Oh, okay. I put it.
I'm gonna.
Is this their way of saying, all right, we messed up with Morbius, so we put back Spider-Man
Probably like they
back.
gotta. I mean, sometimes you gotta give that money to them investors. And maybe they gave all the money to the investors, and they still ain't got no money left. And they're like, "Hey, let's go back to the movie that made some money, and let's put this back out." I guess my question is going to be though. So they're adding all this stuff to the movie. Is the stuff that they're adding to the movie now canon to the
Yeah,
MCU?
they said the stuff that they put back in it was actually cut out the film. So the film was already what almost like over 2.5 hours, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So I don't know. They put like an extra 30 minutes or 40 minutes in. It's supposed to be like pretty longer. So I'm not sure
Mhm.
exactly, but they said it's basically from scenes that they cut out already.
Yeah, I mean it's like where they had extended scenes and they
Right.
had cut them down for the movie for time.
Yeah.
They're gonna add
Mhm.
them back in, and maybe some stuff that was just cut completely that there was rumored to be in the movie. They'll add that back in. Just just a few things. I don't think it's gonna be ridiculous amount of stuff, but
Well, we say that.
nothing that's gonna significantly change the story.
Right. Well, I think it's gonna be more of a like fanfare stuff. Like
Yeah.
that's how I look at it. It's gonna be stuff that people are just going like, oh wow, that, oh this Daredevil or whatever. It's gonna be stuff like that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
um, I think it's gonna be kind of cool to go back and watch the movie again. I only see it twice, so I'll definitely see it. And it sucks it's on Labor Day, but you got my money.
Yeah. Right. I'm just gonna put a fun aside for these things because apparently Marvel just wants to take on money anyway. So I
Yeah.
just need to
Yeah, I'm telling
maybe.
you,
I mean, that's just right.
get that AMC, get that AMC.
Right. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. See is that or I sell something.
No, don't do
don't
that.
don't do that.
Just pay the $20. I mean, you get 3 movies a week. I mean, $20 a year, I think, or a month. It's not that much. Like it's worth it. Like I had the premiere, and I think about moving up to AMC A list. So um, and like I said, I'm excited to see this movie just to see exactly what they put in there. But what do you guys think? You guys think this is of course, you probably think it's a good idea, but are you excited to see it? Did you, like, what kind of stuff you like to see in this movie that was initially taken out? Let us know in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts. Well, guys, thank you for watching Greenlight Total Entertainment. Uh, Thank you, Alan. You were fantastic as usual. Carson, you're always beautiful as ever. Uh, but yeah, thanks for watching. Like I said earlier, I'll be watching Lightyear on Wednesday, and I'll have my first initial thoughts coming out of the theater. Also, we will be dropping a Marvel news from last week too, for all the news that happened last week for Marvel, and also another video for Comic Con. I'm sorry, Awesome Con that we both were. Sorry, all three of us were here in Washington D.C. a couple weeks ago. So um, I will put my stamp on that and get that out there to you guys, so you guys can see how awesome Awesome Con was. And I highly recommend if you can go to any of these events, any of these conventions, go. There's so much stuff to do. It's so fun. It's really great when they have panels there. You actually sit down and listen to the artists and actors, and they talk about projects that they're on. So definitely highly recommend that check one of those conventions out. But that's it. That's all we have for this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. And see you next video.